Hi, I'm Sanyat Firdos. I'm from the Invisit Mercy Club, and these are all the other committed members.
Hi, I'm Shakira Seward.
I'm Jared Brett.
I'm Nadesha Brown.
We are the Invisit Mercy Club.
Which stands for Environmental Sustainability and Justice.
Okay, so what are we learning today?
Oh, we're learning very interesting. We're learning about a biodigester fuel. These are the two cans, very important cans.
This is the primary and it's the secondary.
Yup, primary and secondary. So what are we going to do at first is we're going to focus on this tube. We're going to put horse manure and other dirty liquid like water here. It goes here. The second thing we do is we put clean water over here. And then we wait for 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, we turn in the knob, so all the fertilizer goes here and goes here to the clean water area. And then we turn on this, and then we put the gas in. Then over here it will go to the clean water and it will get fermented and go all the way on the top like this.
So we're collecting gas from both chambers then. Primary, where most of the gas comes from, and then secondary, where we get a little bit of gas, right?
Yeah. So yeah, those are the things we have to do after 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, we do that process.
Okay.
So I think an easy way to explain it is to think of it as like a cow's stomach. Think of this as your sacred cow. And you have your mouth and your throat and your esophagus, and this is the stomach chamber. So what we're doing is we're actually creating the digestive system of an animal. We're trying to use what naturally occurs with the bacteria breaking down organic matter, and one of the byproducts being the methane gas, which would be your belches and farts. And we're trying to collect that methane. That's the biofuel we're collecting. How that works is we take horse manure, cow manure, some type of manure, and we're taking those methanogen bacteria that exist within that manure, and we're going to coax them back to life over the first 3 weeks. That's the whole point of that. Once they get to that point where there's more methanogens, we start feeding them. We give them waste food products, and what they do is they break down that organic matter, and one of the byproducts being, once the methanogens are well established, the methane gas. Now, as that process goes on and we add more food, that's going to force this liquid fertilizer that we're collecting on about the center of the tank. We're going to have organic matter down on the bottom, and then the middle layer is going to be our nice liquid fertilizer, and the top will be some fat. So that's why that pipe is there. We collect that liquid fertilizer, which is going to then come in here and quote-unquote pollute this clean water. And I say quote-unquote simply because we want those bacteria in there. We want that. Because now what we're getting primary digestion, where we harvest the methane. But then we're also going to take what's left over, what doesn't get completely digested in the first tank, and allow it to digest a bit more. And that's going to collect even more gas in the secondary chamber. Once it's done the secondary time, we have another outlet right here, and this will be excellent liquid fertilizer that we can use to grow plant foods, things of that nature. So with the whole system's put together, we feed it. Inside, bacteria breaks down the organic matter, creates methane. We harvest the methane, which gets collected in this bucket here, which will just float on top of that water. Simultaneously, we'll be collecting the liquid fertilizer, which will then be breaking down again within the secondary chamber, creating more methane. Then we have an outlet hose, and we can actually harvest the methane and use it to cook or to perform scientific experiments. It's clean fuel, and we made it from trash and poop.
Wow. Okay, now just to add on, the bacteria is one of the largest parts in creating the methane. And what you do is trap the bacteria in these pine cones. Right here, it becomes sort of like a house. And so, yeah. This is basically a sample, but it's something that can be made at home. Of course, these parts can be used to create a bigger, I guess, foundation for it, so you have bigger buckets to have longer sustainability of
And get more methane.
To get more methane, basically.
So this is a small system, but once you've built this system and you understand the technology behind it, you can take pretty much all the same fittings, or at least the key fittings, and apply it to a larger biodigester and harvest much more methane. Dr. Culhane, you've done this in other countries where you have people creating up to 2 hours of usable methane gas per day just from their household garbage, just from the food waste that would usually get thrown out or possibly fed to animals. We have our sacred animal inside the house. We feed that animal, and then we catch its farts and cook our food with it. Crude way of putting it, but that's what we're doing. And eventually we'll be doing some more videos to show you how you can scale these up, because we're actually working on a large biodigester at the Dobbs Ferry campus of Mercy as part of the Mercy Sustainability Development Center. So stay tuned for more on that.
How much do you expect to get out of a system this size?
A system this size?
5 minutes.
Depends on how much.
Yeah, depends on
If
how
it here,
much.
it'll take like 3 minutes to burn up the gas.
Yeah, I think a system that size will probably. We have to discuss that. I mean, we have to discover that in the class. Probably 3 minutes maximum per day on a single burner from a system that size, because the average is 100 liter of gas produces 15 minutes on a single burner. Then this 100 liters is 5 gallons. There's 4 gallons a liter. That's 20 liters. So 20 liters is a fifth of 100, so it's a fifth of the 15 minutes, and so that's about 3 minutes per day that you can expect from a system if it's running at optimal conditions.
And with a bucket about this size, the methane that we're actually going to collect in each usage, we'll probably only get around a minute of burn time.
A minute or a minute and a half, right?
With the larger biodigester, we're going to be capturing the methane in inner tubes, so then we can actually store the methane for later use, which will be one of the many ways that you could store the methane if you were using this system at home.
What's the only disadvantage of that looks like an RT India style system? Why can't you just use that? Why bother creating a primary digester? Why not just put your food waste directly into this?
This being open, you would get some smell from the fermenting material. By using the primary chamber, which would be sealed, we're then going to keep any smells that would possibly be seen as not pleasant.
Any bad odors.
Right, keep bad odors inside here. There'll still be a little with this way, but this is a way to keep all of that in one place. And it also provides the pressure that we need to feed that secondary chamber by having that sealed.
And what about temperature?
Right, the bacteria need warmer temperature. So this would actually have to be insulated if it was going to be in an outdoor setting. But regardless, you have to regulate the temperature because the bacteria will work more efficiently at a warmer temperature.
And what temperature is that?
Yes, the temperature in your gut. I would assume 98.6 since whereabouts.
Room temperature.
So why would that system not be good for a cold region?
It's going to be very difficult to insulate this.
Heat rises, right? It's just going to go up. Yeah. So if you wanted to eliminate all possibility of smell, I imagine you would just shut this, or rather, take this apart, let your fertilizer go down the drain, not capture the extra thing, and just use clear water in this. As long as the gas fills this and goes down, then it's just clean water. And that is, I think, if we find that the smell is objectionable, that's what we'll do, is we will not capture the extra. We will then, you can pull this out. That will go down the drain or into it'll go into the fertilizer bucket that we use for the plants, and just keep that clear water.
Okay.
So that is something to be investigated.
This is our future. The world depends on us.
And we are envisaged Mercy College Environmental Sustainability and Justice Club.